Welcome there, brother. Oh, wait a minute. I should have done that. But anyway, we are live and welcome once again to the 17th episode of the Wrestling Council. I am, of course, Antonio Bryce. You are watching the Akari Press channel. And with me are the additional four horsemen. To my right on my screen, I know I was like writing it on the thing, it'll be on the left, but on my right, my man, my brother from another mother, from the S&B Network, Mr. Boogie Bentley. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm back. How are you doing? You got to be tired, man. You're grinding. Why is it when Way of the Gun's right around the corner, your face is popping up everywhere?
Yeah, man, I gotta get people used to it. I gotta get, dude. I've been like, we try to get that cash grab money. I'm trying to. Matter of fact, there is a link in the description there. If anyone is interested in signing up for the pre-order mailing list thing there for brand Way of the Gun, you'll get a little discount code so that you can get all these little weird variant covers that we're going to have, the Rob Willis and Matthew Weldon and Ethan Van Sciver and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's there. And there's and you can also a link to this shirt here that I wore on Cecil's channel earlier with the Frozen. Pimp
awesome.
Olaf. Yeah. Oh man, people start buying the shirt. It's crazy. Cecil, there was like 700, 800 people watching Cecil's channel. It's great. But the link to that is in the description as well. And we are going to move right underneath Mr. Boogie Bentley there, and he is rocking it out there. Mr. Comic Book Bob joins us again. How are you, Comic Book Bob?
I'm good, man. There was a lot of wrestling this week. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm very interested. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff, and Okay, well, hold on. Let me move. Let me do one more. Let me go. Whoop! And right underneath me. Oh yeah, whoop! Right there, underneath Mr. Yule Carter. How are you, sir?
I am wonderful. I concur with Bob. There was a lot of wrestling this week, and next week there's going to be even more.
Yes.
Yeah, we are going into the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is this Sunday, and I'm looking forward to it. Boogie, where should we begin? There's a lot. I know you always have notes and stuff.
Oh, man, the worst part about the Royal Rumble is now we have to hear it's WrestleMania season, and we get to see people do this all the time, and
people pointing to the WrestleMania sign.
I just hit a really awesome move, and now I gotta stop and look at the sign instead of pin the person.
Yeah. It was funny the first 30 times, but
I thought this week I thought there was some good wrestling, there was some bad wrestling, there was some great wrestling. For me personally, I think NXT won the week again. It seems to be the work rate show. You know, I have fun watching AEW. I thought AEW was not very good this week.
I agree with that, but AEW beat NXT for the third straight week.
Yeah.
And I hear Vince is getting concerned now.
I don't why do you think that is? And look, I'm an AEW. I'm wearing an AEW shirt for crying out loud. I'm an AEW fan.
I almost bought the title belt. They have it. They have it where you can buy it. I think it's like $500. You can get the adult. It looks great. I like the way their belt looks better than the WWE belts. So
I laughed when Jericho had it on with that jacket with the spikes on it. It was like,
yeah,
it's like floating up here.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. It looks weird with that spike.
Why do you think AEW's winning the ratings? Because, like I said, I think NXT it's the work rate show, right? They always have the best matches, but I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Part of it, I think, was because it was pre-taped.
You think that helped increase the rate? Because it
hurt. It hurt. Yeah, it hurt their ratings.
Oh no, yeah, you're right.
And yet they still won.
Yeah, they
won.
They didn't win by a lot. They only won by what was it, 69,000?
I think it's the fact that AEW is willing to have a match or a show on a boat, you know, and
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
Exactly.
I got problems with that too. We can talk about it later.
I mean, it's just the idea that they are willing to do something different. They are willing to showcase talent that's different than what you're normally going to see in a WWE ring. Even NXT, as good as it is.
Can we get rid of Big Swole? Can we get rid of Big Swole? I saw her.
She's
You know what?
terrible.
You know
She's
what?
terrible.
I will. I want to say something about AEW that you guys may disagree with me with, but it was still bad. I agree with you 100%. But I saw a little bit of improvement this week, and I'm not talking about in terms of the quality of the match. I'm talking about in terms of some of the moves that they're throwing. They're starting to lean into them a little bit. So, and don't get me wrong, there's a long way to go. And anytime they go anything past a basic move, it just looks bad. Like that match, the dark match between Big Swole and what was her name, Diamante.
Yeah.
When they were throwing kicks, I'm like, what are you guys trying to emulate Orange Cassidy? That's the weakest damn kick I've ever seen.
That was all over the internet. Yeah,
it was horrible. And I'm like, but when they pulled a couple of basic moves, Swole pulled a suplex that was a good snap suplex.
I just don't like her at this point.
I'm
you can do a shooting star press with her.
Doesn't matter. It's not about moves. It's how you tell stories in the ring. It's how you string them together. It's what you do you build up to a reaction. And there's just stuff.
Comes out to the ring with that stupid Swole.
Yeah.
Swole. And I go, oh God.
I do like Britt Baker as a heel. A hell of a lot
I
better.
thought she was terrible.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She still.
That promo was awful. That promo was
yeah,
awful.
yeah, promo was definitely awful.
Yeah, look like
they turned her heel because she can't get over.
Yeah.
Well, that was funny, Yule. That was a funny line. It was the execution. It was so bad that she kept talking. They went to commercial.
Oh no, hold on. The worst line of the night. The worst line of the night was JR, and I can't remember what was it. He said he's like a wounded animal. And that's the worst time when an animal's wounded or something like that. He said
he's getting worse, man.
This week, the commentary at AEW was the worst it's been from day one. And it was all JR. And they literally, he's tripping. All the other, both Shivani and Excalibur are tripping over him because they keep cutting on top of him.
Tony's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, that's all right.
That's all right.
Do you think that they are addressing that by hiring Taz, maybe?
I think Taz is being picked up for show 2.
Yeah. Because, matter of fact, when are they going to launch that second show? Do we know that yet? I'm very curious about that.
I thought they said soon.
Yeah, it's definitely soon.
Like March, I think.
Ooh, that would be good because AEW Dark was short as fuck. It only had like 30 minutes this week.
Yeah, it was only 3 matches.
Yeah, I was like, but that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna cut some of those. They're gonna cut some of those dark matches and move that on to because that's a tape show anyway. Yeah. They're gonna copy the WCW Thunder model. Yeah, they're gonna tape those shows. That's going to take some from AEW Dark, and then they said they're going to put more on YouTube, a lot of features and stuff, and let you get in more behind the scenes with the character, so you can get to know them a little better.
That first Thunder was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think a second AEW show is a terrible idea.
I do too.
It's going to get oversaturated, and it's going to hurt.
I think it's going to hurt them.
I like it on YouTube. I like it on YouTube.
If they do more promos, kind of like they did on the boat. This episode where they had like the long packages of people, of talking about people, like the Jungle Boy one. If they did a little bit more of that, I would appreciate that. But a live crowd.
But I would almost like a 30-minute show where you're not even showing wrestling matches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will have to wait and see what happens.
I agree with Boogie. I think that you're going to run into the same problem that I think NXT is running into, and that's oversaturation. I think NXT was better when it was only an hour.
Yeah, but that was something that Triple H had talked about. Is like it's hard, and there's a lot of people that are saying, "Hey, kill that third hour of Raw."
Yes,
kill that third hour of Raw.
Please God,
it's never going to happen. He hates it.
I know. As long as
I thought Raw was pretty good this week, though.
It was a pretty good show.
This week. Raw was actually decent. But I agree with you. I think Britt's terrible on the mic. And maybe I'm just like hoping against all hope, but I thought I saw a little bit of basic need improvement, but man, they have a long way to go. And you're right. They need some freaking storylines that don't involve friggin' Cody's friggin' wife.
Well, she wasn't on AEW.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, is that real that her passport got stolen? Because I don't think that was real. I just think they just said, "Hey, don't." They, they need to take her off too, because they could have still done a Dark Order with Awesome Kong and stuff like that. They could have still done that, but it was just.
You mean a Nightmare Collective? I know it's hard to keep all these cults.
Oh Lord, I was like, oh, it's not the Dark Order, is it? No, okay. Oh God, I can't keep straight. But Nightmare
but yeah, Collective, yeah, man. I still think Dynamite was good. I just don't think it was as good as NXT. I think the final match in NXT was way better than the final match in Dynamite.
There was a story that popped up on What Culture that I actually thought was interesting. When I had mentioned before that Vince is starting to get concerned, some of the wrestlers are starting to kind of flex a little bit. They're asking for time off, and they say Vince is actually, before if you would ask for time off, all of a sudden you get buried and all this kind of thing. Vince wants, that was the thing Scott Hall was always complaining about when he was on top. You can't work these guys 300 dates a year all the time, and Vince wants you to do 300 dates. And some of these, you work for AEW, you're not doing 300 dates, and they give you a lot of freedom to go to other places. You can go over to Japan and do this. You can work and not kill yourself and actually be able to enjoy your family and stuff.
What happened to the deal that WWE was going to do away with live shows? Whatever happened to that?
Ugh.
I thought that was a rumor that they were getting rid of them.
But they're actually going to be doing road shows with NXT coming up this year.
We were talking about NXT and AEW and how does AEW beat them in the ratings. You think it's because they're at Full Sail? And I love that Full Sail intimate crowd. But when you're comparing it to this huge audience that AEW is delivering on a regular basis.
But, when AEW launched every week on NXT, they were doing the crossover, the invasion storyline. And they were having big WWE stars show up over at NXT, and now they're like, okay, it's over. And so now it's going back to, so they could start pumping it up again and be like, hey, Seth Rollins, will you go over to NXT this week? Okay, let's see, can we get the Fiend to show up over there? If they could keep doing that, but that's not, the whole point of the show is to feature that new up and coming talent. So if I want to watch Seth Rollins, I'll just watch Raw. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, but I don't know. I think Vince says he doesn't try to put people out of business. He just tries to compete. But, people like Vern Gagne and stuff like, yeah. I was like, some of those old Hulk Hogan interviews would be like, well, Vince was telling me about, we were talking about how he's going to break the rules and cross into other people's territories and do all that. I was like, Vince had a plan to destroy everybody else's business.
Yeah.
Even though,
So let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that happened in some of the shows this week. So
let's hit that chat from Eddie Winkler talking about Ray and Andrade from Monday Night Raw. That was a pay-per-view quality match, man.
Yeah, good match.
They took some, like I said, Raw was good. Together. Raw was good, man. Look, Andrade is one of the best guys in the company. When he is given the time and he's not given restrictions, he can tear it down. You put him in like Yul said with Ray. Those guys they're money together.
Let me ask you this, Boogie. I actually was happy when I heard that Charlotte Flair told them that she didn't want, they were trying to throw her with him.
No, that's a mistake. That's stupid.
And she said, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins for me, and
and nobody liked that.
So it's a mistake. So I was like, cue her, for being smart enough to realize that's not good.
Yeah, Zelina Vega's perfect for Andrade.
I was going to say that she had a really good spot where she was blocking Ray from getting the belt.
Yeah,
just being in the way, and I thought that was really good. She didn't get physical or anything like that. It was just a good spot. I like Vega a lot.
Me too.
She's a good-looking woman. She can speak well, and she can do moves when she needs to. And she was always small. Even for like women's matches, she was like one of the smaller competitors, and you already got that Catanzaro woman, so you don't need Vega going out and doing much other than a few spots every now and then.
What do you guys think about Seth Rollins? Because I'm digging his faction.
I love it. I'm actually, I have a little bit of a theory about why they did it, because a lot of people are like saying, why are you going to put the tag belts on them?
Yeah, I thought
that's a dumb idea.
Right there.
Dumb idea.
It is. But honestly, I think it's a little bit of a shot at AEW. I think it's a little bit of a shot at the Hangman Page Elite thing.
I think it's Vince McMahon being an idiot, and then AEW turned around and booked the same trash. Why are you putting two singles And I'm not defending AEW, Brian Caraway. I know you're in the chat.
I was just happy SCU is not the champs anymore because I'm tired of it. SCU.
But I want him to give the title to the Bucks.
Scorpio needs to get single.
Well, you know that's what's next.
Setting up Omega and Page versus the Bucks, which will be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of two things. It's either gonna be the thing that breaks them up, or I don't know, man, because I've got two theories on this. It's going to be there's going to be a big fight after the Bucks take the belts off of Omega and Hangman, and Hangman's going to turn heel, and which is what they lead to. Or there's going to be it's just going to be like they're just angry at each other for a while, and then they'll
come back together.
They'll come back together because I think they're going to start doing a faction fight between them and the Dark Order.
But see, all this that's going on right now. That's why I can defend AEW to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. There's story there. And Bob's down here speculating where they're going to go with the storyline. There's stuff that's building. It's been building to this.
Right.
That's where I can defend it. Why is Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, who just randomly teamed up? And again, I like the faction. I like Buddy Murphy being in the faction. But AOP are looking like idiots. Yeah. If me and Antonio are a tag team, and Bob's the leader of the group, and Yule's the mid-card title guy, and all of a sudden you guys win the belts, me and Antonio are jumping you guys as soon as you come through the curtain. Why are you going after our belts?
It just the only thing I can think of is if they're going to try and pull something like the Freebird rule.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that either. But
AOP, that's two people. Now you're talking about.
Not to mention they already did that with the New Day, having them do the Freebird rule, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that with AOP. It's ridiculous. Nobody really it's to get Seth over. Buddy's coming over after 3 straight really good losses to Aleister Black. It's a way to get him, put a rocket to his back or something like that.
But they don't have to win the tag belts to do that. I thought the rocket ship is strapped to his back as soon as he joined in, and they had the brouhaha last week.
Well, hold on. Let me throw this in because I think I got this off Cultaholic. And it was a great video they posted up, I think, yesterday. And they were, talking about like 10 storylines you never knew about or whatever. And since we were talking about SCU, they dropped a great angle that I thought was very interesting. What's the guy? Was it Brian Pritchard? The guy that was Brother Love. Bruce Pritchard. Yeah, Bruce Pritchard. Yeah, I'm like, man,
I forget. You've been streaming for like 12 hours today.
Yeah, I was like, don't make me remember all these people's names. But Bruce had seen Christopher Daniels. He was doing the Fallen Angel gimmick. They were doing the Undertaker's ministry storyline, and Christopher Daniels, Bruce Pritchard saw him, and he was like, they kept alluding to this exalted leader. Christopher Daniels is supposed to be the leader of the ministry.
Yep. And
he was going to come in and do the Do you realize how different Christopher Daniels' life would have been if they had done that angle with him? He would have, at that time, I mean, he could still work, but he's going to be 50. He's going to be 50 10 days after I turned 45. His birthday's March 24th. He's about to turn 50, but he was a jobber for so long. I think he would have been a huge John Cena-like star if they had done that storyline. But Vince agreed to the storyline, and then he didn't realize how big Christopher Daniels was. He saw him, and he was like, "Oh, that guy's not small. He's too small."
How big he wasn't.
And he saw him, and Vince is a size queen. Hello, and he saw him. He's like, "Yeah, that guy's not big enough." And so he decided, even though the whole storyline, all of a sudden you get this little swerve. And Vince McMahon's the leader, and they become the corporate ministry.
Yeah.
So that is, I'm curious about that because that would have been huge for Christopher Daniels. He was coming in brand new to the WWE. It would have been huge for him. It would have changed his whole life.
You want to know another fun fact while we're talking about the Undertaker and all that stuff? Is at one point Luke Gallows. Remember when Luke Gallows was the fake Kane and that whole thing?
Yep.
He was gonna come in as the third brother of destruction.
Yep.
And he was going to be
really?
Yeah. He talked about that on Colts Road Diaries. If you've
And
never
he
seen
got
those
stuck
DVDs,
with that Jesse and Festus shit.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. That's where CM Punk has talked about this on a couple of interviews. He was like, I had to, I like Luke was my friend. They traveled on the road together, and he knew they were burying Luke. So when they did the Straight Edge Society, he specifically asked for Luke. They tried to give him other people.
Yeah, they kept trying to talk him out of it.
Yeah, they didn't want him to use Luke. And he was like, no, that's the guy.
But that's typical Vince. Look at the Shield. When I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when Punk wanted to bring in Hero, and they're like, no, it's got to be Roman Reigns. Yeah. It's like freaking Chris Hero, man. That's another guy like Christopher Daniels. I don't know that Chris Hero is ever getting that big payday that he deserves. He's one of the best wrestlers on planet Earth, man.
He got the big buffet, but he didn't get the big payday.
That's not nice, y'all. That's not nice.
That is the truth, though. He may
be overweight, but that dude can wrestle.
I don't disagree, but when he was in shape, when he had the first NXT run, he looked really good. And then when he came, I don't even know why.
Biscuits.
You do know why, because when you get down there, but you get down there to the Performance Center, and now your life goes from I'm on the road every weekend to I'm just living in Florida, and my job is to go to the PC and work out, and that's it.
Yeah,
you can get in great shape.
Chris Hero has always had a problem, keeping his weight down.
Always. I mean, he was. And I'm joking.
Yeah.
On the Indies.
He just he's older now. He doesn't seem to care as much. He's never going to get that payday unless he can cut weight, look good. Yeah.
But good. As far as SmackDown was concerned, I mean, as far as Raw
SmackDown
was concerned,
awful.
Yeah,
it was so bad.
Yeah.
You know what's bad about SmackDown too is not just the booking, but the matches. Like every match, when I'm taking notes, I just put it was okay. It was okay. It was okay.
It's
Fox has to be like there. Oh my god, what are we?
They have to be mad.
Speaking of which, there was a picture on. This happened on Instagram the other day. Randy Orton posted a picture with his daughter.
Oh,
of his little girl, and the WWE on Fox Instagram account. He was like, they posted a nice comment on that, and then he chimed in on. He's like, I'm on Raw, you idiots, or some shit. Like he went in at him. And I was like, damn, Randy Orton don't give off.
He doesn't. You know why? Because they're not going to do anything to him.
Yeah, they're not going to. But they made CM Punk delete that tweet to Miz. The one that he sent out about sucking on blood money cock or something. Yeah, he made him delete that, because they're like, hey, we paying you, dumbass. Stop.
So what match do you think was worse, the Bliss DeVille match or the Reigns Rude match?
I love Bobby Roode.
Bliss DeVille was done for one reason and one reason only, and that's to build the storyline of Otis. Yeah, which is great.
I love that. Makes me like every time I hope they actually. I don't know why I love.
I can't wait to see the promo that puts it all together. It's gonna be great.
I want them to be. I know. And, I mean, I saw Mandy Rose's real boyfriend, and that dude is chiseled. That dude is former like.
She doesn't go out with a big dude either.
Oh. Yeah. It's like, you mean it's not real? I was like, but Cecil was busting my balls when we were talking about that. He's like, hey, Antonio, that it's not real, man.
Like, were you plugging the wrestling council on that?
Yeah.
Awesome. I was about to get in the live chat and be like, hey, Antonio, do some plugs. But I couldn't listen. I'll listen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even say it. He mentioned it. Because like I said, that's a good thing.
Because they knew they were going to submarine us. That's why. They went
like, I feel bad
and they pulled a Pearl Harbor job on us is what they did.
Yeah, I was hoping
to get him back.
I was hoping the Morrison Big E match would be a little bit better than it was. It wasn't terrible, but that's like you said. The matches on there are just like, all right. But Raw, I think the highlight was Andrade, and I think the
tag match was good too.
The tag match was good. I don't like the finish, like you said. I don't like the fact that they put the belts on him. But I think the worst thing was Aleister Black going back to fighting jobbers.
No, I think it was good. I didn't have a problem with it because he got over on those matches with Murphy, and let's just reassert that he is a badass. And although he doesn't have a program, maybe like after the Rumble, we'll see something come from that.
Yeah, it's better for him to go out and squash a guy versus
go
out and lose the next week.
Yeah,
that shows they're still pushing him. They're still pushing him.
But and then the whole thing with Lesnar and Ricochet was kind of
that's laughable.
Do you think it was?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was talking to someone earlier today, and he thought that it was an insult that they would end Raw with the Lana Lashley Rusev stuff when you had Ray and Andrade, and he thought that should be at the end.
That should have been the main event.
But my belief is that because of ratings, they want to get people to stick around as long as they can, and they feel that they can pin, a certain amount of people late in the show on the Lana stuff. Might as well start with a hot match, something really good that you can give time to it.
Anymore, there's not two main events. Whoever goes on last is the main event.
Which is what CM Punk told Triple H.
You can say double main events and blah, blah, blah. The last match is the main event. It should be the best match on the card. Yeah. But I agree with you.
But that's what Triple H told CM Punk. He said it was like 3 main events. He's like, no, as well as I do. Whoever goes on last is the main event.
Right. Yeah. But you got to come out hot. I have no problem with that being the first match on the show.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like a lot of the guys have said, man, if you can't be last, be first.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be all right. Yeah, if you can't be you also want to be on TV in the beginning of an hour. At the hour break. These are parts that are, you'll see a lot of Becky matches are in the beginning of an hour, and everybody's like, oh, look at all the ratings that she's bringing in, But of course, everybody switches on for like a little bit.
Becky Lynch is another positive for me on Raw. Yeah. I like the storyline with her and Asuka because Becky's the champ, right? So what do you do with her? What do you do? Do you have people chase her? When you have a baby face on top as the champion, it gets difficult because the better story is for the baby face to be chasing the heel, right? The heel's got the belt. They're cheating to win. You got to have somebody chasing. That's where the money's at. But Becky's on top. She's got the belt, but they're still making it interesting because she's got to get that win. She has to beat Asuka. And the way the promo's building up to it, and I like her wrestling Kairi Sane. Asuka's at ringside. How cool was it? Asuka just sitting up on that.
First up on there,
that was so good, man. So good. I love the storyline, and it's not going too fast. It's long, and that's another positive for AEW. Their storylines are a slow build. It's like Cody could have easily come out immediately and said, okay, I'll do whatever you say, MJF, I want the match. But no, I'm going to consult with Arn and come back. You got to leave me hanging, man. It's like a comic book, Antonio. If you end brand and you give me everything at the beginning, why do I need to come back for Way of the Gun?
Exactly the point.
Everybody complaining about Ethan. I'm pointing at it because the comic's sitting over here. But everybody complaining about Blood Honey, it's like, no, it left you wanting more. That's how you make money.
Yeah. And he also said it was going to be a 4-part story anyway. He said that from the beginning.
Yeah, leave him wanting more.
And the thing is, if they were smart, and I'm hoping to God that somebody is putting this into Vince's ear.
I'm sure he's listening.
They need to put Asuka over Becky this first time and build this thing up and have them wrestle at WrestleMania.
Well, you could put Asuka.
That's the WrestleMania match.
That's
one of the women.
That's the big women's WrestleMania match.
What are they going to do with Charlotte?
I don't care.
Wow.
At this point,
okay.
Well, you're talking 2 different brands now.
Yeah,
2 different brands.
The
thing for me, if you put the belt on Asuka, Becky's got to chase. I don't know that you want that big match at WrestleMania. I would be. I don't know.
And then we got Shayna Baszler coming over.
Yep.
Is she? I'm from what I'm hearing, they're not.
Her versus Asuka would be sweet.
I think Baszler's going to show up during the Women's Royal Rumble match, but I don't. After this week, I'm not 100% sold that she's going up to the main roster just yet.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think we might. They might wait and see. I think they're waiting to see what's going on with Ronda.
I think they know they need star power in NXT.
Yeah.
Is that the reason why Keith Lee wins, and I don't see him in the Royal Rumble? Probably.
I think we might see him in the Royal Rumble. I don't.
Why though? Why bother?
Well, there's a rumor. There's a rumor that there's not going to be any NXT guys.
I've heard that also. Yeah.
In the Royal Rumble, which I think that's a mistake.
The best part of the Royal Rumble is when you have surprises. Fun.
Yeah,
surprises.
but I'm sick of surprises of people that I know can't possibly
do anything.
Yeah, exactly. You know, oh hey, you know, I was JBL when he was at the announce booth. And, you know, he's taking an hour to take off a coat.
What about AJ? What about AJ when he showed up? How great was that?
That was sweet.
Great,
and the fact that he got that reaction too.
It was very nice.
He had to be nervous behind that curtain. How are these people going to react?
But speaking of the Royal Rumble, man, the Royal
do we know all the matches for the Royal Rumble yet? I know we obviously have the men and women's Rumbles.
Well, yeah, we got Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt.
And Bray Wyatt, yeah.
Are two Royal Rumble matches a problem? Is that a problem?
Yes,
I don't have a problem with the women getting the spotlight. Look, I said that Becky and Ronda was my angle of the year. What I do have a problem with is Royal Rumble matches are so long. So just because it's the Royal Rumble doesn't mean we need a men and a women's. If it's Money in the Bank, we don't need a men and a women's. If it's Hell in a Cell, we don't need a men and a women's.
Yeah.
You know,
we should try and figure out a list of all the stupid entrances we never liked
to the Royal Rumble.
To the Royal Rumble.
We've got
Gilbert.
All the titles being defended, aren't they? We got the Universal title with Wyatt and Bryan. You got the Raw Women's Championship with Becky and Asuka.
Wait,
no, Brock though.
Brock's the
Brock's number one, baby.
Is he going to run the gauntlet and win? And then title versus title at
He's not going to win the Rumble, but
I hope so. Kick everybody's ass. There is nobody that's worth a compared to Brock.
Come on,
okay.
I think
say it, you'll.
Yeah, shit, man. Yeah,
they need someone to beat
nobody's
him.
worth a damn, you know, compared to Brock Lesnar.
So I don't understand why we're getting a Sheamus versus Shorty G match.
I don't care about.
Oh,
that.
Sheamus, I like him.
I don't either. I don't understand why.
I do like Sheamus, but they completely.
They always do this with him.
I'm
coming back. I'm going to beat up a little guy. I'm going to fight a little guy. I'm Sheamus. I'm big. I'm going to beat up a little guy.
Vince is laughing. Look at him. Look at his straps. They're huge.
He's small. Get it? He's got a puke. He's got a puke.
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
I think that should have been one of the surprise entrances into the Royal Rumble. They should have just held off on it and then have him come out to a pop.
Exactly. That's money.
Am I the only one that thinks that Roman Reigns is going to have his singles match and be an entrant into the Rumble?
Oh, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And people will hate it.
And to be honest, I think Shorty G and Sheamus will be in there too.
Both of them?
Yep.
Interesting.
If they're not, especially if they're not going to.
Yeah, there you go. Brock is going to win.
I think Brock is in there until like the final 3 or 2.
I know a guy that thinks McIntyre is going to win.
One of the last 4
you're
guys.
fooling yourself.
I think at least
really. Brock can't win. It would be stupid. He's already the champ.
Yeah, but that's the story.
They have to beat Brock.
He's going to squash everybody.
So he's going to win, and then he's going to challenge whoever's the champ at SmackDown at the time, and he's going to destroy the Fiend and kill him because he's the only one.
Oh my god! If I could get Brock Lesnar in a match against the Fiend, and he could take him out like he did Randy Orton, I would love that.
I like.
Oh my god!
What
Give him a concussion in 3 minutes.
How are you going to end this Fiend crowd?
I hate that guy.
Brock Lesnar.
No, Roman Reigns is right. Roman Reigns.
There you go. Okay, Vince. You're right, Vince. I'm sorry.
I love it.
I'm sorry.
Brock's going to win the Royal Rumble and challenge Brock at WrestleMania and just suplex himself for 10 minutes.
Oh my god!
How about you though? Brock is the freaking baddest dude on the planet. I love Brock.
If we don't put the strap back on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, I suspect he'll get it back at SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, he's going to get that belt. I also
it's going to be one of the bigger papers.
I'm ready for him. I don't care.
FR28 McIntyre Lesnar is money. That's money, dude. McIntyre is jacked,
dude. I think here's who I think the four final guys are going to be. Brock.
He can't even take out Randy Orton.
Brock, McIntyre,
real to me, damn it.
Lesnar, and Orton. I think those are going to be the 4 last guys.
Wait, say it again.
Brock,
McIntyre,
Lesnar.
That's the same person.
I'm sorry, Brock, McIntyre, Reigns.
Wait a minute, he slipped that one bad. What the fuck?
He did it twice, dude. He did it twice.
I did. I'm sorry, I did.
I was like,
But
Brock
and
and
then,
Lesnar are both badass wrestlers.
Yeah.
That's how awesome he is.
Replace
Takes
Lesnar
up
with
two
Roman
spots.
Reigns.
And then Orton. And I think what's going to happen is McIntyre is going to lose because AJ is going to pull some shenanigans, and he's going to get whipped into the top rope, and AJ is going to pull it down. He's going to fly over top of it.
Wait, who's AJ feuding with right now?
Orton.
He's feuding with Orton and kind of McIntyre kind of been.
Oh my God, none of those guys are going to win. Then is what you're saying.
None of them are. Yeah. I would like McIntyre to win because then McIntyre can challenge for the title at WrestleMania.
What if Cain Velasquez comes back?
I don't.
He could be the guy to do it.
You're right. Can we change Jules' name to Vince? Because he's just telling me what Vince is going to do.
Well, I mean, that would be the thing that could take Brock out, and then you can get your McIntyre victory that way.
Friggin' Frank down here, the last three guys in the ring will be Brock, Heyman, and R-Truth.
Dude, that R-Truth
segment
was
gold. Hilarious, dude.
That R-Truth segment was gold, man.
It was good, but man, geez.
Face, and he was just rolling over laughing.
Yeah, dude, Brock's just like, screw this. I don't care. I'm just laughing because
he thought that
funny.
shit was so funny. And I was like, that's the thing, because some people hate Brock, but then there's other guys like, no, dude, he's fucking badass backstage and stuff. They love him. And they get along with him.
I love Brock. I've
always
loved Brock.
I'm a big fan.
How they have him absolutely destroy somebody like what they did to Kofi was dumb.
Yeah, that was not pleasurable in any way.
Yeah,
you're not gonna. Nobody that likes Kofi is gonna be appreciative of it, and nobody that likes Brock is gonna want to see him just take out Kofi that way. I mean, it's cool to run over somebody, but when he did it to Cena, it was special.
Okay, so let me take a little detour there because you brought up something that I wanted to add. So Vince on Martin Luther King Day, he sent out a tweet and he said, "My hero." It was like, I guess from the Martin Luther King account, and then everybody started mentioning to him all the racial stuff that had happened in WWE. They start tweeting, the my N-word to John Cena when Booker T's there, and the weird racial storylines from the Nation of Domination and versus DX and all that, and one thing that I saw that was pointed out was that Vince let Kofi, after 11 years, finally get the championship and then get squashed like a bug, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And
after a few months of having the belt.
But I didn't think that was racial. I felt like if Vince thinks you're the guy, he'll ride you till the wheels fall off.
When I talked about that, the Kofi story was the chase for the title.
Yeah.
We peaked when he won the title. Do I think Vince McMahon's racist? Very possible. But
he's done a few suspect things.
Yes.
I think Vince is definitely familiar to he thinks he's more he's closer than he actually is.
Well, I always look at it like what Too Cold Scorpio said that Cowboy Bill Watts said to him, and
I'd say Cowboy Bill Watts was racist too. Probably.
Well, no, but this is what Too Cold Scorpio said that Bill Watts told him. He said, "Look, I'm racist. I might call you an N-word, but I know how to make money."
Oh my God!
And he said that to him, and Scorpio was like, "Okay," and worked for him, and they made money together. So that's what it was. He was like, "I might call you an N-word."
But Kofi's story was the chase to the title.
Yeah.
His title reign, irrelevant. So that's why I can probably defend the way that ended, But
hey man, Daniel Bryan, he got 7 seconds or whatever, a bro kick after a kiss. Give me a break.
But see, that's the thing.
I think it was in Daniel Bryan's book, maybe, that him and Sheamus were like, "We're going to tear it down, man. We're going to have one for the ages." Mm-hmm. And then they came to him that day and said 7 seconds. And it's not like Sheamus, as a wrestler, Sheamus isn't happy with that. I don't want to go out and do one move.
He wanted to have a match to show what he could do, And that's the thing.
Especially, it's a waste against a Daniel Bryan to do something like that. Also, I mean, this guy can make you look super great.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and that's why I say I don't think the Kofi storyline was racial. And matter of fact, when they had the behind the scenes footage of when he went back to the gorilla position, Vince was there and he hugged him, and it seemed genuine. He was very happy. He was like, "Congratulations," all that kind of stuff. But they didn't go anywhere with it.
They booked that into oblivion.
Yeah, that's if Vince, trust me, Vince only cares about money. Except when it comes to women's wrestling, because he admits that he's losing money on that, but he thinks it's important to elevate the women. That's the truth. He knows he's losing money on that stuff.
Man, and I tell you what,
I'm sure there's a lot of Becky shirts
being into
sold.
that thing.
Yeah, I got the man shirt
Becky
over there.
is a star.
I got a Becky.
Yeah,
I got
and it was a star.
Look at it back there.
No,
look at Becky back here. Looking all
Becky.
hot.
That's the thing. You guys always get on to me about that. Becky's a star, and Charlotte's a star, but they have a lot of also rans in that division that people turn the channel on. It's the same with women's basketball or any other women's
sport. Far less likely to turn the channel on a women's match these days than how it used to be.
Depends on who it is.
I don't change the channel when Tony. I don't change the channel when Tony Storm's on.
Exactly. I mean, if they really wanted to deck out a really hot class of women that could actually wrestle, they could do that too. But we have. I don't know. We really don't have all sorts of body types.
We're going to talk about the funeral now.
Oh yeah.
We got to get into it. We talked about it off air.
We talked about it off air. It apparently got a little spicy. It got a little spicy at the Rocky Johnson funeral.
So this was Vince McMahon drunk at a funeral? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, yeah. He was a little tipsy.
So what did he say?
He said that the best thing that Rocky Johnson did was marry the Rock's mom and
Ada Johnson
and have the Rock.
And have the Rock. And then as he left, he
did the billionaire strut.
But I thought he had to do that because he has bad knees.
No, Pat Patterson was the worst.
That was horrible.
Pat Patterson, really.
The fact that they had to cut Pat Patterson's mic off and get guys to ask, to remove.
What was he like? He was the best dick I ever sucked, or something.
Yeah.
Like
So
that.
was he just drunk and cussing?
He was.
Patterson's hilarious.
Pat was drunk though. People are starting to speculate that he's 81. They was like, is he starting to have a senior moment? And I would hate to see, because my mom at the end, she started going when she couldn't remember stuff and start having those little weird memories. I hope that's not. I mean, because with someone that has taken that many bumps, and
I was going to say, your mom didn't take all those bumps.
She's got to have PTE. Has to have PTE.
Bombs on the stage at a church, and that mom, all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Did you guys ever watch Legends House on the WWE Network?
Yes,
very little bit of it.
Pat Patterson is the show stealer. Yeah. It's so funny because the end of the season, he's like, "Guys, I'm gay," and everybody's like, "Yeah, no shit."
Oh my!
Glacier will be a surprise.
Hey, dude, we were at a comic convention for Comic Cast, and Glacier was like 3 tables over from us. It was embarrassing.
You're like bigger stars than he is, really.
Oh, okay. So,
are we though? Come on, you.
Oh, I mean you in the Comic Cast.
I'm a star.
I noticed at these Comic Cons now, you'll see a lot of these old wrestlers. Like me and Boogie were talking about Fred Ott, the Shockmaster, Tugboat, whatever his name was.
Always give reverence if you see Greg Valentine, right?
Ryan, there's been a couple of different sources that have corroborated that funeral story.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty much been corroborated.
It's true.
Yeah,
Pat Patterson.
But you know what?
Don't let wrestlers at a funeral is really what the rule is,
But so back to the Royal Rumble real quick. What do you guys think is going to be the big surprise for the Royal Rumble? Because there's going to be one. What's going to be the big surprise?
Edge.
You think Edge is going to be it?
Yeah.
Hearing that,
it's pretty safe to be in a Royal Rumble.
He's coming back, and I've seen a picture of him. He's in a hotel, and he's looking in his all wrestlers have rolling suitcases. You know that, right?
Yeah.
He's got the rolling suitcase on the floor, and it's got the kick pads.
You think you know me? Everybody's gonna go crazy.
Dude, I'll go nuts.
And they're not even gonna boo him when Daniel Bryan doesn't get in the Rumble after losing to
dude,
Bray Wyatt earlier.
Edge is the man.
Don't let him be 30 though. I would recommend that.
Bad idea. Yeah.
If you're not gonna put Bryan in the Royal Rumble, don't put Edge 30.
Here's what I think is gonna happen. This is my potential, like, oh my God, like the big twist for this Royal Rumble. I think we're gonna get Cain Velasquez. Don't give a shit.
You're right. It's gonna happen.
And then him and Brock are just gonna hold each other and then just kind of saunter over to the rope and then fall over together, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully Tyson Fury won't be there because he's got a huge fight with Deontay Wilder.
That was the thing that they said that Tyson was going to show up and then set up for WrestleMania.
There's no way he can now, dude, with him fighting Wilder. When's that Wilder fight? It's soon.
It's about to happen, but he could still make it. It's not on the same day. He could make it happen.
But he better be fighting Wilder before WrestleMania if that's the case.
It doesn't even matter if he wins or loses. Which I think he will lose.
Dude, if you're focused on WrestleMania, Deontay Wilder will knock your head into the third row, bro. You better be focused on boxing.
Yeah. Edge, I think, is going to be.
Dude, I wish you lived here so we could watch that fight together.
No, this is the breaking news right here, man. Dude, big twist is that Tessa Blanchard wins the men's Royal Rumble. I think you heard it here, folks. Yeah, this is it. This is an exclusive from the Wrestling Council. Tessa Blanchard is going to enter the men's Royal Rumble, even though she's not even signed to WWE. She's showing up.
No,
I've got a very sincere statement that I need to make.
Go for it.
It's very sincere.
Man, I feel like I can read your mind.
No, it's very important.
Right.
Very important.
You think you know me.
So I sat down last night and I was going to take one for the team. I was set and ready to take one for the team.
Watching Impact?
I was going to watch Impact and I was going to bring a full Impact report.
Preparing your back hole.
I started the program. Tessa Blanchard came out and I said, I'm going to sit through this bull crap. I'm going to sit through it for the Wrestling Council.
I judge Tessa's matches on whether I want to bang her after.
Well, then they're great.
You mean after? That hair she does is not cool.
Yeah. I'm good with it. I'm good with her entrance.
It's like a Bride of Frankenstein or something.
You're not letting me get my sincere statement out.
Sorry.
I was going to take one for the team.
But
Antonio derailed me. He said, I need a wingman. And I said, I will be your Huckleberry.
And I derailed you by having you on my channel and introducing you to the great Ethan Van Sciver.
I didn't put up much of a fight. You can't talk about Ethan. He was showing up in the chat.
Yeah.
I didn't put up much of a fight. You're like, you want to stream? I'm like, man, I'm trying to watch. Okay, I'll be on.
Okay, it's
so basically what you're saying is that Antonio saved you
from Impact.
So did you see Tessa Blanchard's promo at least? Because I did see that.
When she was trying to talk about, hey, people are lying about me or whatever.
No, it was just an in-ring and how important it was for her to have the belt and all this other crap.
Stupid.
You won a meaningless championship from a company that is flatlining.
Yeah,
that company, I can't understand how it's still around because like everybody that I've ever listened to has a point where they're like, oh, this company, I can't see them going forward.
It's the international revenue that's saving them.
It's all that Indian money, right?
They have so much talent and they don't know what to do with it.
And they also have a massive backlog of video tapes, which Vince has been waiting to get his hands on.
He'll get it.
He doesn't want to pay anything for it.
He'll buy the whole thing and load it up on WWE Network. Right. That's what he's waiting on.
They'll go out of business, and he'll get it.
He wants the tapes.
I did you guys listen to when he was talking about the whole Tessa Blanchard thing?
Who was this? I'm sorry.
You talking about Booker T? Or?
Yeah,
Booker T. Oh yeah, he buried.
I agree with him 100%.
Well, what did he say?
Jim Cornette too. Jim Cornette said the same thing. He's like, it buries your business.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you
I
mean
paused
just
it.
the
I
belt
paused
thing.
it. She's standing in the ring. I paused it and I looked at my wife and I
And
said,
he's a fan of hers. He thought he's like,
she's
Tessa's
one of
a
the
great
best
worker.
women wrestlers
Yeah.
on the planet. But I
Yeah.
paused it and I asked my wife, I said, could she beat me in a fight? And she just laughed.
But
And I'm like,
what
if it was Charlotte? Would it be different?
it wouldn't matter. There's
No.
just like Jeff Jarrett had to get paid.
Charlotte versus Sammy Callahan.
It's
in
the
wrestling.
same conversation we
believable.
have all the time when we start talking about this, dude. You take the best female basketball player on the planet and put him against LeBron James.
Yeah,
who
but I don't
wins?
think Sammy Callahan's LeBron James.
He's your world champion.
They put
Yeah,
him in-
well.
Do you think Tessa Blanchard could take anybody on this panel in a fight other than Bob?
I
Anybody?
don't know. I feel pretty lame
I'd let her
right now.
pin me. She can pin me. I'd let her pin me.
Pin me, pay me, bro.
I don't know. Can she really
baby.
fight? Can she really fight? I think she might be able to.
It doesn't matter, dude. It
No.
doesn't
They
matter.
had,
I
to
don't
pay,
think so.
they had to pay Jeff Jarrett $300,000 to let China beat him.
Yeah. and here's the thing. And even when they did the whole thing with China,
China would whoop Bob's ass.
she would whip all our asses. Okay. And I'd let her.
I'm taking me, bro. I'm taking me in that fight.
One, they let her win.
Especially now, I'm taking me also.
They let her win the intermediary belt.
God.
They let China win the intermediate belt. They let her win the IC title. And then two, she only held it for what, like a month?
Yeah.
Wait,
And that was it. It was a novelty thing, and then it was gone.
Wasn't she champ with Latino Heat also?
No, I don't
China?
think so.
Yeah, I think so.
She
Intercontinental champ.
wasn't an IC champ for very long.
Yeah, she was.
But I think she's a two-timer is what I'm saying.
She won it once. She won it from Jericho. Was it twice?
Oh, no, I can't remember.
No, I thought she just won it once.
She beat Jeff Jarrett.
So she may have been two-time champ, but she beat
Jeff Jarrett
Jericho.
won the WCW anyway, so he was like, yeah.
And it's going back to like championship reigns that were squashed by Vince. Jericho, when he won when he unified the two belts, it was like during Christmas break, and he was on vacation. He was hardly wrestling at all, and then he loses it basically.
If she's bare chested, I would definitely do this.
Okay.
Tessa.
China won it in October, and she held it till December. She lost it in December, and then she and Jericho were co-title holders.
Oh, that's right, co-title holders.
And then
That's
Jericho
right.
took it from her in January, and then January 23rd he took it away from her. So she was the IC title holder. Okay, and then she was the IC title holder again in August and lost it in September to Eddie.
Yeah.
She held it both times. She held it for
Three times.
She held it for 2 months, and then she never held it again after that.
Yeah.
So it's like it was a novelty thing, and once the novelty was gone, it was gone. But the thing what they did
that all is stupid. But
So how long is Tessa going to hold on to
she
it?
is your world champion.
Yes.
How long is she going to hold on to it?
As long as Impact are trying to keep her there and to get her to sign a new contract.
I thought she already signed.
I believe Joey Ryan will beat her.
Beat her with a dick flip.
Yeah. Feel with it.
Oh, it's going to be a dick flip, all right.
That would be
Have her grab his junk and take a dip flip. That would be hilarious, dude. Oh,
Ken Shamrock can take
what?
it,
Then
anybody
your
can.
title's really screwed if that happens.
Oh, dude, it's already.
It's already, yeah, it's already.
They have already-
It could get worse, obviously.
This is worse than David Arquette. It's worse
It
than
is.
David Arquette.
that was embarrassing.
Really?
And I like.
Yes, dude.
David Arquette
Are you
was
kidding me?
But you'll admit Royal to Rumble was a pretty good movie, right?
I love that movie, dude.
I love that movie.
Ready to Rumble. Get it right.
Ready to Rumble. I mean, Royal to Rumble. Duh.
I will rule you. It's a great movie.
No, this was basically Impact shooting himself in. They were trying to shoot themselves in the foot, and then they just blew their old damn leg off, and now they're bleeding out.
I love Thursday nights when me and you'll just get drunk on air. And
Amen, brother. Well, we got to do something to like match these.
Tonight, we need this show needs to go longer so
you
that
got to get Bob and Antonio drinking.
dude, I had some stuff I could have brought down here, but
Need vodka. I need
upstairs.
vodka.
no, man, I'm gonna go. I'm a teetotaler these days, man. I go with the Jelly Janela stuff, man.
Just don't drink
Jelly
that Skull.
Nutella.
Nutella. His name is Jelly
Boy,
Nutella.
I was so sad when he lost that Jelly Nutella, but I was so
Yeah.
happy to say his name. It was great.
That was Lana and Bobby Lashley cringeworthy.
Oh,
When you're bringing his ex-girlfriend out to make out on stage with her new boyfriend.
So you didn't like that they were on a boat for that show?
No, let me say this. This is what drove me nuts about that on Dynamite with them being on the boat. First of all, did you notice that Pac almost died twice climbing to the top rope? I'm not sure he didn't legit hurt his knee because
he should have taken some Dramamine, is what you're saying.
Yes, dude, put the patch on. When he went down, there was some awkward communication with the referee.
Yeah, it did. I was like,
there was a lot of talking from Paul Turner going to Pac, to Moxley, to Pac, to Moxley, roll out of the ring. It was awkward, man. I think he might have been hurt. But my problem is you got this main event, Pac, John Moxley, #1 contender, huge match, great match, probably the best match on the show. The most important match on the show, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And the first 10 minutes, the crowd is chanting at the cruise ship pulling in beside them in the port, saying, "Your ship sucks. Your ship sucks."
I was kind of making fun of the crowd. They're so
smart marks is what they are.
They're like, but it's like they eat wheatgrass all the time, you know?
Did any of you guys like Jericho on commentary?
No. And let me, this is a pet peeve. This is a pet peeve.
Yeah, this was a pet peeve for me.
Don't come out and have a match and then come back out later. You should never come out twice on a show. Ever. Unless you come out and do a promo and then you come back later for a match.
That was weird because he was actually acting like he was an actual commentator. He wasn't being a heel. And it was weird. So, these great competitors and all this. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
Crazy. I was like, no, dude, you're supposed to be Chris Jericho, the world champion. You should be dogging these guys the whole time.
Like, these are both great athletes. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
No.
Yeah, but they're both great athletes that are fighting him, you know?
You don't want to bury your competitors because then if you lose, you look like an idiot.
Yeah, I was like,
but my problem is the guy that trained me said, you want your appearance to be special. When you come out, it's the first time they see you. And the guy that trained me, everybody came through the locker room. He would walk around the building and come through a side door. And I'm like, why the hell you do that?
Well,
because I'm special.
The weird thing, though, is, okay, so JR sells the eye injury that Jericho had given to Moxley, right? And Jericho's like, hey, I didn't have a choice. He brought it on himself, blah, blah, blah. And JR's like, I saw that, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, you talking about a guy getting stabbed in the eye with a spike.
And it's his fault. It's his fault.
It was weird. I was like, oh, God, dude. It was.
JR's bad, dude. He's not good.
Dude, and you're right, dude. He is getting worse.
A wounded animal.
I loved him at first. I loved him the first few weeks.
I'm still fine with him.
The commentary this week at AEW was the worst it's been since they started. They were tripping all over the place. And I'm including NXT. I can't stand half the NXT crew. But at least they're not like
I love Nigel. I love Nigel.
Yeah, Nigel's great.
Morrow's
awful. But real quick, guys, what did you think was the best match of the week? For me, it was the main event for NXT.
I didn't see NXT, so I can't say
Strong versus Keith Lee was great, man.
I didn't even think that was the best match on the show.
I'm gonna say.
I'm about to say I like John Morrison versus Big E on SmackDown. I think I'm curious how they're setting that up. So I mean,
the Broserweights.
That was my favorite match.
Was that good?
Really good. But man, I tell you what, they're
going all the way.
Strong versus Keith Lee was really good, man.
I have a problem when the babyface is the bigger dude, and I think they went around. They went about it right, selling the leg, working the knee, but still,
did he get any backbreakers in?
How's he going to hit a backbreaker on Keith
I don't know. That's why I asked.
I love
second rope backbreaker. I don't know.
Riddle and Dunn versus Imperium. I loved it. Great match. And I like after the fact when they're doing the promo to set up the Dusty Rhodes Classic Finals and they're standing in front of the trophy talking, and the grizzled young vet guy's going on and on and on. He's talking about joint manipulation.
Yeah.
And then Riddle's like, bro, you said something about manipulating a joint, and I got lost. And then like, it's so great, dude. And Matt Riddle's a guy that I used to hate. I used to hate because I got familiar with him on The Ultimate Fighter, and the dude was so just immature and stupid and annoying. And when he went into wrestling, I was like, this guy's gonna suck. And I love him. He is so talented.
That's the one right there.
Yeah, so that like that for me though, that was my.
Are you
match.
manipulating a joint?
No, I don't do that here. Please.
What did you
just
think
keeps
was
burning for no reason?
God, the best gimmick or story or whatever. What was the best piece of entertainment this week, man? I thought that promo package that Dynamite that the AEW did for Pac and for Jungle Boy. I thought
the Jungle Boy one was like, is it still going on?
Yeah,
and then it
Marco
stopped, and then there was a match. It was like weird. I like.
But that Pac promo was great.
I agree. I'm becoming a big fan of his.
I am too. I like him a lot.
But the Jungle Boy stuff is not working. Especially Marco Stunt. He's so tiny. He's so tiny.
All right, so Marco Stunt's your champion or Tessa Blanchard?
Tessa.
I take Tessa in that.
Tessa, that's
at least I can dream about banging Tessa. I don't want to dream about banging Marco Stunt.
Somebody in the chat's talking about Io Shafir and Tony Storm. Dude, that was a great match.
Yeah,
great match.
Yeah, that was a good match. And you know what though? Io does deserve a title shot. I think she's the best wrestler NXT has right now. But because of the fact that she's already talked about that she's going to be stepping away, they're not putting that belt on her.
Tony Storm's pretty freaking good.
Oh, she's really good, man. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, but like, dude, the stuff that Io does, the aerial stuff, man, forget it.
But but favorite story favorite little chuckle that I had this week was on SmackDown. Otis and Mandy. I love it. I'm with you, dude. I love it. That makes me. I'm curious as what they're gonna do.
Right, this is what we need.
Especially when he was holding her and stuff. And
that's the goofy storyline that WWE doing right now that I don't mind.
Have we seen Biggie and Otis have a thrust off against each other? Because that's what we need.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you what. Something that needs to happen. They need to give Biggie a push.
Because they had Braun Strowman doing the thrust. I was done at that. I was like,
and Otis and his like mouth features.
It would be funny. He makes great fight. He just looks like
he's a Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
He just looks like a big old country
through a wall and he like saved Mandy one day. Oh yeah.
When he caught her and he was like.
The best thing that they ever did was when they were making the protein drink and Otis is going, oh yeah, and Biggie was like, oh no.
Dude, Otis is amazing. I love
it. And she doesn't ever have to worry about when he catches her, there's not going to be no dick contact because it's all stomach there. I mean, she's going to be.
I love a big fat
safe.
dude
She knows there's
take
no
his shirt
problem.
off. I love a big fat dude that just rips that shirt off and no issues.
No issues. All right. Well,
Boogie, what about you, man? What was the thing that the angle or the moment that you just like, okay, that's awesome.
I thought the MJF stuff was fun, dude.
So good.
His match with Joey Janela was fun. It was a decent match. It wasn't great. I didn't really like Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian making out on the ramp, whatever. But I like that Cody comes out and he's talking about, no contact and he's teasing it and taunting him. And the Young Bucks come out, hit the super kick. And then Jim Ross, typical Jim Ross, sweet chin music. And he's like, I saw him tweeting out saying somebody's going to be pissed about that. And then them throwing him in the pool. It's just fun, man. It's just, I like the MJF Cody angle.
Dude, what I thought was awesome was he's coming out and he's like kissing the ring thing, and the guy goes to kiss the ring and grabs his hat and throws it.
Yeah, Excalibur kissed the ring.
He's the classic heel, and he's so good at it.
I would love to have been on that cruise and see how he acted because I saw him tweeting out stuff saying, people have already come up to me saying, hey, it's good to see you. And he's like, screw these people, man. I think that dude is
He
a
blocked
dick.
somebody that remixed his theme song.
Yeah, I saw that.
And they remixed it, and he blocked them, and they were like,
Yeah, I think he's a real dickhead, and he should be, dude.
he's living it 24/7.
Yeah, we all know it's fake, but
He's
when
Iron
you're
Sheiking
living
it, man.
yeah,
He can
I
get
love
away
it.
with it
I
right
love it.
now, as long as he doesn't go too crazy and you can insult people properly, and as long as he doesn't take it over the edge, he'll
like
get
when he
away
threw
with it.
that guy's hat the other week. That guy was like, "Hey, throw my hat."
Yeah, get used to that.
I think the worst match I saw this week was Swole versus Diamante.
I told. No, hold on. I got to do it before we go off the air. Swole. I was like, God, when she comes out, I'm like, can I fast forward through this?
I love the fact that she throws up the guns and there's nothing there.
Oh, God.
I'm like, you're not jacked.
You got to do the airplane.
She used to be a chubby chick, so now she thinks she's jacked.
I was like, I got that too.
Oh dang! Look at Bob! Look at Bob throwing up the guns.
Oh, the gun. Can we talk about the gun show? Because the younger gun did not get his father's genetics.
No, he did
Well, in
not.
what way? What do you mean?
He's not taking steroids.
He's tiny as fuck.
okay.
Do you not see him?
No, I mean, saw a picture of him.
His
He
father
looks
is
weird
like
his dad.
His father's like 1.5 feet, 2 foot taller than him, and he's got his face. They look alike in the face, but boy, it's weird to see that big of a difference when they're standing. Because he posed down in front of his dad, and he was like doing this. He's like,
Well, how
I was
old
like,
is
he stood up and he came up to his dad's chest.
Oh well,
and he must have. So Billy must have got married some little small tiny chick because he really did not get it. Yeah, bro. I thought.
I think his mom is pretty small, from what I understand.
Yeah, because I was just like, oh my God, man, it just was not a good look. But I was like, he's got a great physique, but he's small. Especially when his father, I'm like, badass Billy Gunn. It was like when that battle royal happened a couple weeks ago, and Billy Gunn was bigger than everybody else in the ring. I was like, oh, y'all probably.
That's how that in the ring. That goes to show you how Vince really programs our brains.
Dude.
We would see a guy like Billy Gunn and go, wow, that guy is super, super greatly big, and everything. But you have Diesel and you have all these other guys that are around him at the time. And a guy like Shawn Michaels, it takes a while for him to get, a chance. And you're only lucky if it wasn't the steroids at the time.
Yeah, actually, Austin Gunn is 6'3".
Which guy?
Austin Gunn is 6. Yeah, I just looked it up.
Wow.
He's 6'3".
Somebody Google how tall.
Wait. No. I think they superimposed his dad on him. Hang on.
Okay, because I'm like,
dude, he's 5'10".
Yeah, comic book Bob's a liar.
Billy stood up, and I was like,
he
stood up, and he was coming up to his dad's chin, and that's his father. Yeah, and I was like, is this kid gonna grow another foot?
Dude, I was gonna say, so what is Billy, like 6'8" then?
It's huge because Billy. I don't know. He's definitely taller than a lot of their guys because boy, he looked
probably like
Billy is the 6'3" one. I was like, that's why when I saw that, I was like, wait, he can't. How tall is Billy?
When they did that battle royal, he looked so much bigger than everybody.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, Kenny's only what, like 5'11"?
Oh yeah. I was just like, I see why Vince. People they say Vince is a size queen, and he likes guys a certain way. And Diesel even told a story about when he got strapped for the first time. He was like, it was like after Vince had gotten sued and Hulk Hogan had to testify and all that kind of stuff. And he said everybody had to cut the juice off, and he noticed guys were losing 30, 40 pounds. He said, walked in that locker room. He said, Diesel's still 6'10". Yeah, Diesel. So I think he said it was Bruce Pritchard, but he said he said just letting you know you're probably about to get the title because he said they're jerking themselves off with how big you are. He's like, yeah, because his thing was pain pills and stuff. He wasn't a steroid guy. Yeah. He was like, he was taking all these like phenobarbital and all this crazy. You know, he's taking all that crap.
Hey man, being tall is a luxury or a pain I'll never know. So
dude,
I could imagine
that. Like, did you see those pictures that Kevin Nash put up about his before and after his knee surgery?
Oh yeah.
Dude, he was straight up deformed before.
Yeah, I've watched I've been following on Instagram for him and Scott Hall. I've been following both on Instagram for a while. And yeah, he's shown close up of his knees. He's had multiple surgeries.
One leg was literally sideways.
Yeah,
dude, it looked awful. And I'm like, good God, man.
He's shooting a movie with Alec Baldwin right now. I know that he's just like,
Well, he got that knee surgery, man, and they actually fixed him up good. He's like, great now.
He can move. Yeah, he's looking good.
But for a while there, he was like, dude, I was like straight up deformed. And it's like, wow, I did not realize it was that bad.
Hey, it's like one of those wrestlers held their fingers up and the fingers were all crooked and everything. I was like,
I expect that, Antonio.
Did you ever see Sylvester Stallone talking about his hands, and like the one finger is like fused, it's like stuck like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like he can't move it. It's like it's like stuck like it's like, good God, man, you're an actor.
He's acting like he can kill 70 guys with like about 7 hand grenades.
Toothpick. But Frank's right, man. 6 days, man. Me and him going to be at Dynamite.
There you go.
You got to do it.
I expect plenty of photos. Tweeting live from the.
I gotta get shirt sizes for everybody, man.
And I want a big swole shirt. Swole.
Dude, you know what? Hey, you laugh. I will buy one. I will.
That's the one. We'll find it. It's not going to be there. There won't be any big swole shirts.
That's what I was going to say. Dude,
she's like outside the arena.
The only way there's going to be a big swole t-shirt is she's out there handing them out to people.
It's going to be like, you know, when you get to the arena, but outside it, and there's like the guy that's selling. For Bob, I guess Cincinnati Reds merchandise or something like that. Yeah. And then right next to them, Big Swole's selling her merchandise too.
Come on, man.
All right. So as we wrap this up, what do we expect to see tomorrow night on Fox? Friday Night SmackDown.
Garbage?
2 hours of boredom. A little bit of Otis, a little bit of Mandy, and Sonya Deville getting jealous.
There you go.
In my life. Oh no. But all right. So, all right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Please come back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have the great Preston Acevedo on. He will be talking about his upcoming project. I can't remember the name of it, but he will be here tomorrow to tell you about it. Tell her about it. And of course, next week,
Royal Rumble.
Are we going an hour earlier? Are we going? We are changing. We will start doing this show 1 hour earlier, in deference to our dear friends at the Jack Show, which is going
because they have 925 people watching right now.
Yes, and
we want them people here,
and they are fans of this show, and we are fans of them as well. And so we will go 1 hour earlier, starting next week, live on the SNB Network. As always, I am Antonio Bryce for Boogie Bentley, Comic Book Bob, Yule Carter. We're out. Thank you guys so much for watching.